We'll call to order the Board of Zoning Appeals. Will you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Call a roll, please.
Gary Farley.
Here.
Amber Brown.
Here.
Jerry Sartain.
Here.
Joe Machado.
Here.
William Harper.
Here.
Renee Curtis. Zane Cantrell.
Here.
We have a quorum.
The next item we have is the approval of the minutes of the last meeting. Are there any changes or corrections?
Move to be approved, Mr. Chairman.
Have a motion that be approved.
I'll second it.
Have a second. Call a roll, please.
Gary Farley.
Yes.
Amber Brown.
Yes.
Jerry Sartain.
Yes.
Joe Machado.
Yes.
William Harper.
Yes.
Renee Curtis. Zane Cantrell.
Yes. In compliance with Governor Lee's executive order, it is necessary to conduct this meeting electronically in order to protect the health, public safety, and welfare. Do we have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
We have a second. Have a second. Call roll, please.
Gary Farley.
Yes.
Amber Brown.
Yes.
Jerry Sartain.
Yes.
Joe Machado.
Yes.
William Harper.
Yes.
Renee Curtis. Yes. Zane Cantrell.
Yes. The first item of the business is a request by Gina Miller, who is requesting a special exemption for a major home-based business. This is interior carpentry. What do you have on that, please?
Thank you. Application 2020 is a request involving a special exception for a major home-based business involving an interior carpentry company upon a property in the RL Low-Density Residential Zoning District. The property is located on Little Rock Road. It's a 10-acre parcel. The applicant has purchased this property and is in the process of constructing a home upon the property as well as a detached accessory structure. Ms. Miller has appeared before you twice with requests over the course of the last couple years requesting the major home-based business for her home site, but the other two sites that you guys approved did not work out for the applicant, and so they are now moving forward with this site. They've actually purchased this, so their purchase is not contingent upon their approval tonight. They are seeking approval to allow them to have a 5,000 square foot shop that will be located towards the rear of the property. They will be open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5 p.m. And they will store approximately 5 vehicles on site, which will consist of vans, and most of the storage would be within the 5,000 square foot structure. Their home, which is under construction, will be located towards where you see the address point on the aerial of the property, and the shop would be located towards the rear property line. Now, we have received phone calls regarding this request, and no one indicated opposition to the request. They just had questions about what type of business and what the applicant was actually asking for. So staff reviewed the criteria for a major home-based business and found that the request met those criteria, provided that they continually comply with the major home-based business standards, with the exception of the 5 business vehicles that will be parked on site. They are asking to deviate from that maximum. And so these are photos of the site as well as the surrounding area. And this concludes our presentation.
We have the applicant online.
Ms. Miller?
Are you there?
Millers, do you have anything extra you want to add to this request? Suppose not. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who would like to speak on this. Close the public hearing. We have a motion on it.
So move.
Second.
Have a motion to be approved. We have a second. Got a second. Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Amber Brown,
Yes.
Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
William Harper,
Yes.
Renee Curtis.
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. The next item we have is a request by Billy and Bonita Hall, and they're requesting a special exemption on outdoor entertainment and amusement, and this is for taxidermy and archery. What do you have on that, please?
Thank you. Application 2020-21 involves a 15-acre parcel located at 12681 Highway 99. And there is an existing structure on the property, and the applicants, the Halls, who have appeared before you in the past year for a major home-based business, they're looking to expand their archery business, and they are requesting approval for an outdoor and entertainment and amusement services establishment upon this property off of Highway 99. Their request will include the outdoor range, which will be the primary use, an indoor range, taxidermy services, as well as a small retail component that will sell supplies. They work with the local schools for their archery programs, and I believe that they submitted a couple letters in favor of their request. We did receive a phone call regarding this application, and persons were just concerned about the noise that would be generated, but once they found out that it was a archery business, they didn't feel that noise would be an issue. You do have other recreational outdoor uses in this area, which includes a golf course located off of Mount Pleasant. And so ultimately, it's their intentions to build an addition to the existing structure and build a home on the property for which they will live upon. They are not asking for a major home-based business at this stage. They are looking to be able to operate this business without having a home on site, but it is their intention in the future. Because of this being processed as outdoor entertainment and amusement services, they will have to go through site plan review for us to determine that the site meets all of the requirements, as well as buildings will have to be inspected for determination that the occupancy can be supported with a change of occupancy. Additionally, there is a fire hydrant directly across the street, so fire protection won't be an issue. After review of the criteria for a outdoor entertainment and amusement services, staff found that it met the criteria, and that concludes
It does meet the standards. Yes. Okay. The Millers are on, the Halls are on the line. Now, do you have anything you want to add to this?
I think Danielle's pretty well covered it. I'm just wondering if the board has any questions that they would have for us about the
Y'all
facility.
hear? Can you hear? Can you hear?
I barely, I heard a little bit of it.
Get as close to your mic as possible to make sure.
Oh, okay. Can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I think Danielle's pretty well covered it. We were just wondering if the board has any questions for us. We'll actually be taking the home-based business that we have now, and that's where it will be located. It will no longer be located in the subdivision where they approved us for last year. So everything will be on that location.
Mr. Farley has a
I have a
question for you.
And it may be in the paperwork, and I may have just not seen it, but how many people are you, at a time are you all going to be having on site doing this?
That is a hard question to ask, to answer, because we probably feel like in the archery range, I'm probably thinking probably be no more than 20 at a time. And on the whole facility, I'm just not real sure because we'll have the outdoor range where they'll be able to shoot there. Sometimes we would like to be able to host the school to have their tournaments there if they need a location and stuff like that, the S3DA program. So it's hard to say. I would probably say no more than, I'm going to say 100. I'm just not real sure. That's a hard question to answer.
It's not. But that's also not something that's going to occur frequently.
Yeah, that won't be an everyday thing. That would just be during a special event, like if the school had a tournament there and that tournament was going on.
If you did, let's say you did, worst case scenario, have that many people, are you going to have ample parking to be able to take care of that?
Yes, sir. If on the picture of the building, you'll see there is a huge asphalt parking lot already in place. The driveway is there. It's more like a gravel where the ground up asphalt has been put down over a rock bed, but it is huge. I could probably say, I'm sure it would easily handle 75 to 100 cars easily.
And archery is going to be the only thing that you'll be doing out there as far as events.
Yes, archery be the only thing we'll be doing out there, the archery school, and then we'll have the taxidermy facility, but it will be the only events going on out there will be archery.
Thank you.
Joe, go ahead.
When do you plan on building your home?
Probably, we would like to do the facility and have the facility up and going by the first of the year, and then probably within the next year start on our home, if not a little bit sooner, because we want to be there on the facility to be able to manage the facility and run it and oversee it, security reasons and for just maintenance purposes.
Thank you.
Jerry? No. Anyone else? Thank you very much. We'll have a public hearing on this. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to call in or to speak on it. Close the public hearing. Do we have a motion on this?
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we approve the request.
We have a motion to be approved. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Got a second. Any further discussion? Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Amber Brown.
Yes.
Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain, William Harper,
Yes.
Renee Curtis.
Yes.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes, it is approved. Thank you. Yes, you can celebrate now. The next item we have is from Patel. This is asking a variance relief for a digital sign, and this is also, remind everyone, this is in a commercial neighborhood zone. What do you have on that, please?
Thank you. Application 2020-22 involves the property located at 2502 Blackman Road. It's a .63 acre parcel located in the CN Commercial Neighborhood Zoning District. And the applicant is seeking a 24-second reduction for a changeable sign addition that they are hoping to add to the existing price ground sign that they have on site. And the zoning ordinance requires a static message for at least 30 seconds if it's not a time, temperature, and date display. And this sign will actually change from cash to credit and then cause the price points to also change. So the applicant indicates that the device that they use cannot be programmed for a longer delay. We reviewed the request against the sign variance criteria. We found that the request did not meet all of the sign variance criteria as established in the staff report. We have received phone calls regarding the sign, but no one indicated on those phone calls that they were opposed to the request. So these are photos of the site, and you will see the existing sign. So the plan that you will see towards the back of your packet will include the additional cash credit portion that will be added to the top of the sign. This is located at a four-way intersection. And As you will see, this 2 by 8 inch addition will flash every 6 or change every 6 seconds, as well as the prices will change as that cash and credit changes. And so that is the reason for this request to vary from the sign regulations. And that concludes our presentation.
Dan, you're representing the sign company, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Do you have anything else that you'd like to add to this?
No, if anything, the cash credit display is has the same brightness levels as the Pricer does, which meets the zoning ordinance, and so it's just a matter of needing it to flash more often than the ordinance allows.
Do you have other signs around in the county that have this same protocol to it? Did you hear my question?
I'm sorry, I did not.
Do you have other signs around that have this kind of mechanism to it?
I do not. I have not installed any in the area, but there are signs that I have seen in the area. I just don't have the addresses.
This would be your first one then, is that right? This
I'm
would
sorry?
be your first sign?
Yes, if this would be your first sign that you've installed in Rutherford County.
It will be the first one with the cash credit in Rutherford County, yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Got a question. Is there any proof either for or against if there's any distraction as far as a driver at that intersection with it flashing like that? Is there anything that would say that it should or should not? Any evidence?
Did you hear that, Dan?
Yes, I did. I don't have any evidence one way or the other. It's just the cash credit display, the alternating pricing is it's becoming more and more popular, and you can find it at a lot of locations, in different towns, within city limits and outside city limits. There has not been any indication that I've heard of it being a traffic distraction.
But the cash and credit sign, along with the entire sign, the price will be flashing at the same time, correct?
Yes, every 6 seconds, the display will change from cash or credit, and the price will change. And it'll be, if it's like, it'll change like 4 or 5 cents. And so not all the digits will be flashing. It'll just be the dime and the penny will change. It'll be like, if it's 238, then it becomes 233. And so it's not like a great big flash of light change.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions? We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this request or any call-ins. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Question for you is there a reason why you chose 6 seconds?
The system can be adjusted from like 1 second up to 6 seconds. That's 6 seconds is the longest delay that the system has.
Okay. It just seemed like 6 seconds was an awful short period of time for something to be on, for somebody to pick it up,
I guess they have it. The system is set up with, at a maximum of 6 seconds. So a passing motorist can see that price as they drive by and see the other price.
Any further questions? Don't want to miss anyone. We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this, or if you have a call in, we'll accept that. We do have a speaker. If you'll give us your name and the information.
Don Wright, 2709 Jim Houston Court here in Murfreesboro. I just want to say briefly and to give some comments. The reference keeps saying flashing. 6 seconds is not flashing. If it was 1 or 2 seconds, I would say it was a flashing sign. Mr. Machado, to answer your question on 6 seconds, billboards that you see on the interstate change about every 7.5 to 8 seconds. But you also have to consider the speed that is being done on those interstates. Planning made a comment, and it may be before the laws were all changed or zonings were changed, but I know the Leanna Church of Christ, the Las Casas Church of Christ, and there's a Baptist church out on Bradeville Pike who have changing signs, and even to the point that the church at Leanna almost has a scrolling message. So I guess some of the questions have come up that about the changing sign. Well, you've already got changing signs for churches, so what would be the difference for a commercial business to have it? Also, I predict in the future that that intersection will become a stoplight as more and more growth goes that area. So in the location where this store is located, to me, would not create a traffic situation. A question was asked about tests that have been done, and ladies and gentlemen, anything can be a distraction, whether it's a flashing sign or whether it's people riding a bicycle down the road. So to me, that's always a false argument to use that it could be a distraction. Again, if we'll go back to flashing, I do not live in this area. I have an adult daughter who lives on the other side of 840 from this store, and she frequents that store, so I am familiar with the area. But I would ask you to vote in favor of this request. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else call in? Close the public hearing. We have a motion on this.
I move to approve it.
Have a motion be approved. We have a second. Call the roll, please.
Sorry, who seconded that? I didn't hear you. Gary Farley,
Yes.
Amber Brown,
No.
Joe Machado,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
No.
William Harper,
Yes.
Renee Curtis,
No.
Zane Cantrell.
Yes. What's the vote?
4 yeses and 3 noes.
It is approved. The next item is a request by Doug Atkins, who is requesting a variance relief on a gravel driveway, and this is to a construction office. And what do you have on that?
Thank
Now,
you.
this is in a commercial service zone,
Yes, sir.
again.
Application 2020-23 is a request involving a property located off Franklin Road. They are seeking variance relief to allow a gravel driveway for a construction office in the Commercial Services Zoning District. This is the property in question that's outlined in red. It's a 20-acre parcel. The applicant had obtained commercial zoning back in August, was approved by the Board of Commissioners, and it was their intentions to develop the site as a pool sales installation company as well as an existing concrete construction company. And they have applied for the zoning variance to allow them to use a gravel driveway as opposed to an asphalt or solid surface surface driveway that would lead to the paved parking area at the proposed building and site towards the rear of the property. And the site being so deep, the approximate measurement of a driveway area would be 2,300 feet, which equates to about 0.44 miles. So there are special conditions that exist in comparison to other commercial properties in the area. They have adequate frontage where they don't have to push the development towards the back. The access, the 50-foot access was created by a plat that was recorded back in 2006 that created these two large tracts. And so the tract to the east actually has a lot more road frontage. And this tract that we are speaking about tonight has 50 feet up to a point that's approximately 1,000 feet deep into the property, where it opens up slightly and then it opens up into a larger area. So these are photos of the site and surrounding area. You have commercial uses in this area, and you have commercial uses that are accessed off of with a gravel driveway that might have been developed years ago. This is the area on the concept plan that they show where the building construction is going to take place, and this will be paved parking. So this will be the entire length of the gravel driveway that they are seeking approval for. And I believe that their sole site is located up in this area, so that pushed them up to that corner of the property. Let's see. So we did not receive any calls regarding this request. The sign was posted, notices were mailed out. Staff does find that special conditions exist. The configuration of the lot was determined back in 2006 when the plat was recorded. The applicant was not involved in that process, and that concludes our presentation.
Okay, we have Jay, you'll be representing this request.
Hello, thank you. My name is John Gordon. I'm the engineer consultant for the project, and I think the staff did a good job of explaining it. What we're asking for is the variance to allow a gravel driveway that basically offsets the distance requirement because of the flag lot shape that we have. We'll be providing asphalt paving at the driveway entrance where we are at the main road, and also the parking area will still be paved surface as required.
Do we have any questions? Jerry?
The house that's really close right there, would you object to taking the asphalt at least past their house where they don't have to eat all the dust that's coming off of your driveway?
Which, the first house?
Yes, the first house that's close to the road there, they're going to eat all the dust that's off of the gravel there. Could you at least pave it back past their house where they don't have to eat all of the dust that's coming off of it?
We might be able to. I'm going to look at the distance on that.
Did you hear the question okay?
Yes. Yes, I was going to pull up the distance and see if I can check that quickly here. Give me a minute. Work off screen.
While he's pulling that up, are there any other questions that you might have? Joe?
Yes. I was wondering how big the parking lot was going to be. How many parking spaces?
We've done some preliminary work on number of spaces, and the office area probably will have 5 spaces, and the other building will probably have 5 or 6 spaces as well.
So you're not talking about a very big area, paved area.
Right, and those areas would be the paved areas.
Right. Okay.
Mr. Gordon, I have a question. This is Renee Curtis. Do you have water trucks at this facility, or will you have water trucks at this facility to water down this gravel, this extensive amount of gravel that's proposed tonight?
There's not. Their work doesn't have that kind of equipment for their pool installation or their concrete projects. which the concrete projects, they work at other sites. This is the base of operations for that.
Is this property on an incline or decline is it Highway 96? Is that correct?
It is. It's from 96 and it goes, the slope of the ground goes down a little bit away from 96, but then up, most of the way is uphill up to the clearing in the back where the buildings will be located.
So the water runoff, could it be possibly take these gravels down this existing pavement that exists right now and go on to 96 for a traffic hazard?
No, from 96, we'll be sloping away from 96. Plus, we propose to do the first section of driveway as asphalt pavement from 96. So as the cars turn into the site and leave the site, they'll be turning from asphalt to asphalt, and then back from that, we transition to gravel.
And how many feet of asphalt when you come in? What is the regs on that?
We were thinking 40 to 50 feet, which would allow two vehicles to stack there, leaving the site. And based on their existing business, that should be plenty of stacking.
This is not going to be like concrete trucks coming in and out of it, you're saying?
No, they don't do the concrete work there.
Right.
These are the workers come here and get their supplies and then go out to the different sites. So pickup truck type deliveries. For the pool part of the business, they do have big pool deliveries. Okay, they're estimating 10 trips a day of, is that delivery type?
Employees.
So employees, okay.
And that's just in regular, not commercial vehicles, just pickup trucks and trailers?
Correct. And then they do have deliveries when the pool shapes come in. Those come on big trailers pulled by a truck, but those are not everyday deliveries.
Are those stored on site, those fiberglass shapes?
Yes. And they have those at their existing site, which is down the street on 96 from this location.
Okay, thank you.
Jerry, did you?
Well, I didn't get an answer to where,
Right, and I'm pulling up that distance.
the people that live in that house that's right next to your driveway, I'm sure would appreciate extending your asphalt at least past their house to where they don't have to eat all the dust that comes off of those trucks. It doesn't look that far.
Yeah.
Site. Okay, I'm looking on Google Earth, and the first adjacent house there looks to be, if ours is 50, that might be about 150 feet back from Franklin Road to that point.
So, John, can you all take care of that?
I think we can. I think
Okay.
we can go back to that first distance.
Gary?
I've got one quick question. You said a while ago that you're not going to have water trucks and stuff like there. To help ease my mind on this, would you be willing to get like a gator with a tank on it where you can spray the gravel down that keeps some of that dust down for the neighbors as well?
We can find a way to work that. I don't know what kind of equipment they normally have, but for the pool installation and the concrete work, even a pickup trunk mounted tank could probably be provided to do that, to provide some watering for the gravel.
So if that was put in the requirements, you wouldn't have a problem with that either?
Right, I think we could work with that.
Okay.
Any other questions,
I
comments?
have a question, if I can ask a question. Can I ask the board to be specific on how far back you want that paved area to go, so that when we're inspecting the site for the final inspection, we know exactly? So to the end of the back of the house, or 10 feet beyond the back of the house, or whatever? If you could be specific, that would be helpful.
Any other comments? We'll open this for a public hearing for anyone who'd like to speak on this or any call-ins. Close the public hearing.
I'll make a motion to approve with the pavement from the road being extended to at least 20 foot behind the adjacent.
Okay. Do we have a second to that? We have a second. Gary?
I'd like to make an amendment. I'd like to make an amendment to the motion that they have a pickup truck size vehicle with a water tank on site that will
To keep the dust down.
spray the gravel
Okay.
and keep the dust down.
Do we have a second to that?
Second.
Have a second. All right, we'll vote on the motion first. Is that right?
Can I ask for a clarification?
Okay. All right, we'll vote on the amendment. Okay. Are you ready for that? Okay, call the roll on the amendment.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Amber Brown,
Yes.
Joe Machoto,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
William Harper,
Yes.
Renee Curtis, Zane Cantrell.
Yes. Now we'll vote on the motion. Are you ready for that?
No.
Okay.
I
Any
have a
further-
question. I've got a question. You said extended 20 feet beyond the adjacent property? The home, oh, okay, I just wanted to verify, 20 feet
The
behind.
home, yeah,
Okay.
the house. Call the roll, please.
Gary Farley,
Yes.
Amber Brown,
Yes.
Joe Machoto,
Yes.
Jerry Sartain,
Yes.
William Harper,
Yes.
Renee Curtis, Zane Cantrell.
Yes. It is approved. Do we have any other business?
No, sir.
We are adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone, for participating. Had a good meeting.